As you probably already know, the Soviet Union was established in the aftermath of the Russian Revolution of 1917, which overthrew the Russian Provisional Government and led to the rise of the Bolshevik Party under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin. Among other things, Lenin created a much feared Bolshevik security agency known as the Cheka. Its task, among many other things, was to identify and eradicate counter-revolutionary activity using any means necessary. At the head of the Cheka was a ruthless Bolshevik known as Felix Dzerzhinsky. After Lenin's death in 1924, Joseph Stalin emerged as a leader of the Soviet Union. Stalin implemented a series of policies that consolidated his power and transformed the Soviet Union into an industrial and military superpower. However, his rule was marked by widespread repression, purges, and forced collectivization, which resulted in millions of deaths. Under his reign, he recruited crazy scientists who were obsessed with pushing the boundaries of science at all costs. Several insane experiments were conducted in covert laboratories all around the nation. Some examples include attempting to create hybrids of humans with other animals, attempting to surgically attach the head of a dead animal to the body of a different animal, and so much more. And it didn't stop there. Another thing the Soviet secret police was so obsessed about was poisons. Poisons were used in many instances to eliminate individuals who were perceived as threats to the state. This included political opponents, journalists, writers, and others. Due to this need for toxic substances, the Soviets established their first laboratory for the study and testing of poisons in 1921. They made rapid progress. From 1928 to 1935, secret laboratories were overseen by the accomplished Soviet biochemist Grigory Marianovsky. Marianovsky was obsessed with poisons. In fact, he was the author of a 1940 classified doctoral thesis on the interaction of mustard gas with human skin. Marianovsky was tasked to develop tasteless, colorless, odorless, and lethal poisons that could be placed in the food and drinks of enemies of the state. Marianovsky and his colleagues tested their concoctions on political prisoners of various sizes and ages. The test subjects were given the poisons during a meal or as medication. Many of them suffered miserably before dying. Marianovsky was so successful that by the 1940s he had become a key member of Pavel Sudoplatov's team for political assassinations. He was also tasked to develop a poison that could not be detected even after the victim's death. After a lot of experimentation, the team came up with a deadly substance known as C2. According to some witnesses, any victim of this poison eventually changed physically, becoming shorter, weakened quickly, became calm and silent, and died within 15 minutes. It was literally a nightmare. As you know, the Soviet Union eventually fell, leading to the end of the Cold War. However, the scars it left behind will not easily be forgotten. This story describes the lengths some men and women of science are willing to go to get results. Thanks very much for watching, and if you really enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications to